Alright, so I decided to show the installation of the air temp sensor on my bike. So I've already put the sensor in, and the reason I welded this bung on here is because it's going to go like that. It's gonna clear the radiator. It's going to go right here. Second, it's going to be out of the way of everything else. And third, as you can see, the air is going to go in, and since there's a bend right here, the majority of air is going to be on this side, exactly where the sensor is at. What you don't want to do is you don't want to put the sensor where there's some dead space, because there's going to be air. There's going to be less dense up here because the majority of it is going to be hitting this wall. So the sensor is in. Next I'm going to install the wiring. Alright, so my my sensor was too far away from the stuck air temperature sensor plug, so I have to solder some extension wires to it to make it long enough. So I'm going to use these to strip the wires. I'm going to solder them together. It doesn't make any difference which way it goes. The air temperature sensor does not have a polarity. What that means is that it can work either way. There is no plus and there is no minus. So let me go ahead. I'm going to use my good old strippers. I'm going to strip the wires and solder them together. Alright, I stripped the wires. Now I'm going to use flux to make sure they're nice and clean. And after that I'm going to solder them together. Okay, so I soldered the extension wire onto my pigtail. Now I'm going to use shrink tubing to protect exposed metal. Then I'm going to use a heat gun to heat it up, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I put the shrink tubing on the exposed metal, and now I'm going to heat it up. And it looks beautiful. Alright, next I'm going to insert the wires into this protective tubing just for extra protection. Alright, now I'm going to put the shrink tubing on the wires so when I solder these together to the motorcycle's OEM wiring harness, I'll be able to slide them over and protect the soldered joint. Alright, so I've got the stock sensor plugged in and the wiring harness right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Come on. This sucker is off. There's no coming back from that. Okay, so I stripped the wires for the IAT sensor. Now I'm going to apply some flux so I can get great soldering joints. Alright, so I got the shrink tubing on the joint. Now I'm going to use a heat gun. Looks beautiful. Let me see if I can slide. I'm going to slide this protective. Okay, so our plug tail is ready. Just got to route it away from everything, away from the heat, and see how it goes. Okay, I've decided to use some electrical tape for extra protection for the harness. Now the harness is just going to go this way to the air temperature sensor. Now we're just going to plug it in. Clears everything up. Right by the valve position sensor. Looks good. It's gonna work beautifully. So, and that's pretty much the whole install. Thanks for watching.